Just as the prophet said to the people, bring to me a new cruise. So God is saying, bring to me a new cruise. A new cruise is a regenerated soul. A life that is made available for God, in which He can pour His Spirit upon to fulfill His purpose on this land, to bring the healing, to bring restoration into this deteriorating world we live in. Oh Lord, mold us, refine us, make us a new cruise. Make me a new cruise. Make me a new cruise. Pour your spirit upon me. Present my life to you as a living sacrifice. Holy, acceptable, pleasing in your sight. Holy, acceptable, pleasing in your sight.
Yeah, welcome everyone to today's Youth and Singles Talk Show. I'm so excited to have everyone present today, and I must, say thank you so much for everyone that has actually been following us since we actually started this talk show. This is episode 9. We really bless God for that, and today we have a very important topic before us, ahead of us. This is something that is very crucial to not just the families, but to the nation and to our society. Before we go on, before I bring my guest, is super ready this night, this afternoon, this morning, wherever you're waking up from. Yeah, she's super ready. Before I actually bring her up, I want to encourage every one of us to please, if you're supporting this program, the best you can do for us is to share the program. Share it on your timeline. If you are in our Facebook group, you might not be able to share it from the group because of the group settings, but you can actually share it from our Facebook page or from my timeline. And also, you can also check this on YouTube, and also please subscribe to our YouTube channel. God bless you. Yes. So we're going to be talking about the boys, and here comes the boys' mother.
Indeed.
Yeah, here comes the mommy of all the boys.
That name
So
has stuck on me, mommy boys.
yes, or in the Yoruba language, we say mommy and one boys.
Olagbara.
Yes. So
Thank
we
God.
really, yes, Mrs. Olubukola, O- uh, Hadasa,
Okay,
Obisanya.
choose one.
Yeah,
All right, that's fine.
Mrs. Kush. Yeah, Mrs.
Yeah,
Olubukola.
choose
So
one.
I'm really excited to actually welcome you to this program. Last Sunday we actually talked about a very important
Sexual
topic on
abuse. Yeah.
sexual abuse and
Mhm.
rape, and we, like we said, we there was an aspect of it that we just touched on briefly, which is the area of training the boys. And I said,
Yeah.
well, that is a big topic that we can't just do in a rush. So I decided to bring her back to the studio, and thank you for taking up this short notice.
It's
I'm
my pleasure.
I'm really
The
grateful.
pleasure is mine.
Yeah, I'm really
I love
grateful.
to talk about the boys. I mean,
I know.
anytime.
I
Yeah.
know, I know. So, viewers at home, please welcome Olubukola Hadasabisaya for this powerful talk show today on the on the need to train the boys. Um, I'm going to be asking you some questions. Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. Is that baby boy there? Yeah, good.
He
She
wants
wants.
to feature in the.
Please bring
What?
it to the show if
Ah,
possible.
he has gone to his dad.
Okay. We actually want to see him on the show. Maybe
Oh,
one day he's also
he
going to
will
be
come online one day.
yeah,
Very soon.
he's going to start talking and advocating
Yeah, and hopefully he will
for
pick up the
all.
baton and start talking about the boys too. I'll be
Ex-
glad.
exactly. Great. So, Olubukola, I'm going to be asking you some questions. And
Okay.
the first time I came across your trained boys, and of course to viewers, probably people that are just seeing you for the first time,
Yeah.
she's the convener, she's the founder of Train the Boys, which is almost becoming a household name, and she has really laid so much emphasis on that. The first time I came across that was, that your regular posting, regular
Yeah.
posting.
Those short.
Exactly, those regular posts on Facebook, train the boys. Okay, fine, let's train the boys. And as a matter of fact, I actually have two boys.
Wow,
Yeah, I have,
interesting.
I have, I have a
So
girl,
you
and
are daddy boys. Yeah, you are daddy boys.
exactly. Yeah, so those things you were saying are really resonating with me, and
Yeah.
I think I can also be asking questions based on experience as a father of of two boys. So
Boys, yeah.
yeah, so the first question I'm going to ask you: what actually, how did you get the vision for training the
Um,
boys?
well, I get to answer this question a lot. And There's one particular response that I would like to take off today. I would like to pull it out
Okay.
because I realized eventually that this vision was not is not it was not incidental. It was more like a purpose along the line. When I started off the narrative, and
Mm,
each time anyone asks me why did you start this, I always give that. Oh, I noticed. But eventually, I discovered looking back how I started and and how I knew that okay, this I think this thing was beyond. It was not incidental. It was not what I always refer to that, oh, this was why I started it. That was not the starting point. I think it started way back because
okay.
I can remember that when I was single, I always had something to do with children, especially boys. I'm always keen with boys. So I now realized that okay, so this was not all coming together in the
Mm,
long run. So it was more purposeful. But I started in 2016, but then I had this kind of drawback because I was waiting then. I was already married and I was waiting. So I was trusting God. So I somehow didn't want to hold on to it to say this was a vision because I was worried. I always tell my spouse and even a friend then that how can God give me this kind of vision? I don't even have a boy child. I don't have any child. I'm waiting. Even if I had a girl, it would be understandable. But there, I was waiting. I was trusting God. 2017 was not. I was official with Training Boy, so that was when I opened the Facebook group, and
okay.
then I had a lot of attacks, confrontation. Someone even called me out on Facebook that those people listening to me is just wondering how they are coping. Someone who does not have any child. And but thank God, when God wanted to answer, He gave me a boy. So the it was more purposeful, and I just told God that because let me just share this testimony.
Okay.
I'm not supposed to share it now because my son is going to clock 1 on the 19th of this month. But
Oh, happy birthday
I
in
already plan to
advance.
share that testimony. But let me just say,
Okay.
when I was waiting, most times when some people get to pray for me or they want to pray with me, they'll be like, have you ever dreamt? Do you see yourself carrying? I said, no, I don't have this kind of. And do you see? I've never had any kind of dream where I'm carrying a baby. But the first time ever that I had a dream that I was carrying a baby, I was already pregnant and I didn't know. So, and I told my husband that I had this dream and I was carrying a baby boy. And then God did it. It was God. I think it was just a week after that, and I had this boy. That I had the confirmation that I was already pregnant because I was pregnant and I didn't even know that I was pregnant.
Wow.
So that
Wow.
was it. So
Wow.
I think it was just like a confirmation. God just wanted to tell me that it was not incidental. It was not that
Mm, mm,
incident I always refer to that. But this was what prompted me. It was a
mm.
purpose. It was more like a calling that I didn't put myself into because I was waiting. I was like, I don't have it. When I start this, they're going to challenge me. I
Yeah.
do run for interviews. I remember when immediately I started off, TV channels were already calling me, radio stations. I didn't go. I always run. They will say, I eventually went for one, LTV. And then I just remembered that I was waiting, or they asked the question and I was lost. It was a life. I was lost. I didn't know what to say. I just I can't forget then. So I said I was not going to accept any invite again. But thank God that there's Jason now. So
Wow.
that
Wow.
was what bet it. And then it's been 3 years
Wow.
now.
Wow, bless God for that. Bless God for your life. I really love it when people have a vision and they
Yeah.
stick to their vision. And something I've always tell young people, sometimes people look at what you're doing, they want to do exactly what you're doing, but sometimes they don't know
Yeah.
your stories. They don't know how long you started and how long you've waited to
Yeah.
to reality.
The
Some
bet
want to start today and they want to accomplish what you that's taking you years to build. They want to
yeah.
get it in one day. And I always tell young people, in case you're listening to me, you have this vision. One of the aim of this program is not just to teach and teach and teach you, is also to be able to empower you to accomplish what God has called you to do.
Purpose
But
for you. Yeah.
exactly, something is very crucial in this matter, and that is consistency. You've heard it from her story. She's been consistent, she's been prayerful, she's been waiting on God, and we can only see what is happening today, but I tell you, it's going to be bigger and bigger than this tomorrow. Wow.
Amen.
God bless you, ma. Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
now let's go down to our questions. Something I've realized about boys these days,
Yeah.
boys are always, well, it may not be all boys actually.
Boys,
Yeah,
yeah.
but mostly these boys are often very aggressive.
Okay.
Very aggressive, and they want to be this, they want to be that. You know, sometimes you begin to wonder that people that even have girls, they don't know what they are. You know, boys can be very
Yeah.
aggressive. How do
Yeah.
you handle, how do you manage the aggression of young boys or boys generally at home?
Okay. First off, I would like to rule out that word
Okay,
that boys, because I always say something. You know, every child is not. Let's not talk about gender now. Every
okay,
child can be anything. Any child
right,
can be anything.
yeah,
A child can be like a child can be gentle, calm, pleasant. That same child can be troublesome.
yeah,
There are a lot of factors involved.
okay,
Although for boys, there's a biological underlying factor,
yeah,
that adrenaline, the
yeah,
energy is there.
yeah, yeah,
But now there's a function of the parents, there's a function of the environment, there's the
okay,
function of the society in
exactly,
what and where a child becomes. You know, when these boys, they can see what's going on around it. They can see that, like, let me use the word, is a man's world. So, and
mm,
they can see that probably if they push other, if they feed their ego more, if they do this, they're going to, you understand? So
yeah,
it's more like the narrative, what is happening in the society. For instance, a boy that sees that maybe when his mom is talking, when his mom is talking, for instance, saying something, the father is shouting, I'm your man up there, stop talking, keep quiet. To that boy is already getting the message that when a man is talking, the
mm,
woman has to keep short or something like
mm,
that. So
mm,
he's already having that. And even when it goes to the society, the narrative out there is that I'm a guy, I'm a man, you're a man, or whatever you do is. So I think there's a lot of factors surrounding that. But as a parent, if you have an aggressive son, if you have it could be the biological reasons. Because so for some, if we can take out all the environmental factors, we can take out the genetic, the society, but there are some underlying factors that may be genetic. Probably the father or the grandfather or someone has that kind of personality, has that trait.
okay,
But then you can still manage that child. It doesn't really, there are so many genes and everything that we're giving birth to with. But some of them, we've dropped them along the way as we're growing up. We've dropped them, we've changed. You can adjust some. So if you've noticed that in your child, especially, I do tell mothers this thing, don't stop trying to change your husband. The
mm,
things you don't like in your husband, the thing you don't like in their father, try and look out for them in the boy child and see that they don't have that same traits. Instead of, there are some parents, they'll be like, you are taking after your father. That's how your
mm,
father does.
mm,
That's no correction. You are telling a child is doing something that is wrong, or he's being angry unnecessarily, or he's somehow, or he's ash on the sisters, and they say, that's how your father Kuku used to do. Even that's how he is. If Mabel Ojaja, that's what you're about to say now. You are taking after your dad.
mm,
So if you see those traits, it is not time to start saying, oh, okay, that's how his father is. Do you want him to be like that? Something you are complaining of, something you are not comfortable with the father, and then now you are seeing such traits in your son. You can call him and sit him down. No, things are not done this way. Keep talking to him, guiding him. Not once you just give them that statement, more like you've resigned to fate. And the way children are, you just feel like, oh, my mom doesn't care. Because I do say something, because I do repeat every time. These children are very smart. They can see, they know the parent that is weak. They know
mm,
the one that is weak in authority. They know the one that is, when even among themselves, When they are discussing, they can tell among themselves, oh, my dad is, my dad, you can do anything. That man will just be looking at you. But my mom, or for instance, or they say, that my mom, don't mind that. So those children are very smart. They know the one that is weak. They know the one that, as in, that, I don't know how to say it. They just know, they understand, because that they are growing up where in that family, so they understand those things because they are growing up together with you. So as a parent, do not look at those things. Aggression is that anger he inherited the great grandfather. That man, when he's angry, he will break a house, but he will give you money to rebuild it. That's not a good person. Once you notice something that you don't like, that is when you should start working on it. So I am not of the school of thought that all boys. I always say
Yeah.
I don't believe that all boys are stubborn.
Yeah.
I think it is the narrative that we push
Exactly.
out there. It is what is in the
Exactly.
society, and they themselves they are already accept. We have girls that are even more stubborn. They
You're
are stubborn. They are
very
aggressive.
right.
They are wicked.
Hmm.
You understand? And then
Yeah.
we have boys that are very calm,
Yeah.
cool, very
Exactly.
understanding, easygoing.
Yeah.
So it is not. Some of these things are not gender based. They
Yeah.
are the narrative we have pushed out there.
Okay.
So yeah, parents should
What?
just look out for them.
Wow, I love how you actually handled that. You talked about nature versus nurture.
Yeah,
The nature being genetic, the nurture being the environment.
environment and in society. Yeah,
Yeah. So viewers, if you're listening to this, what she's saying basically is create the right environment for your
yeah,
child. If your child sees the way you are always being aggressive, they go. I mentioned this sometimes ago. What is called the mirror neuron in our
yeah,
brains. Yeah,
yeah.
it kind of take learning. Learning by observation. So when your
Mm-hmm.
child begin to see the way you react
Growth learning.
aggressively at home,
Yeah,
either as a man or as a woman, they are actually going to be patterning their lives after you.
they're
So
picking it. Yeah, they're picking all
exa-
those things.
exactly. So let us know how we train our children. And if you are not even married, that's why you should also be listening to these so that you can also begin to learn.
Prepare your mind. Yeah,
Exactly, prepare your mind ahead of time. And if you are the type that people always tell you you're very stubborn, don't take that as the reality of your life. You've got to
yeah.
change. You've
It's
got to
like it's a choice you made. It's just a choice. Like you have an option not to be stubborn, and then you choose to
exactly,
be. So that's
exactly.
just it.
Yeah. So if you are listening to me, you're watching me, and people always say you're very stubborn. And in fact, your wife is saying, "Oh, why did I marry this very stubborn man?" Yeah, don't let that be, don't let that define you. You can
Yeah,
always change the narrative. God bless you, Olubukola. And let me quickly say hi to some of our viewers that are commenting online. I have my very friend Henry Okupola from Nigeria. I have my sister Victoria Akinyele all the way from South Africa. I have, oh wow, the big uh the big web, let me the web design, no, the big web host, yeah, web administrator for government, that is in person of Shobande Mishak. Thank you very much for coming around. And my own Adeyemi Adenikel up with you in UK there. Yeah, thank you for coming. And my own little brother, Omogbe Meandru, thank you for being part of the show. So we're gonna move forward in this discussion. Last week we actually talked about sexual abuse and rape.
yeah.
How does training the boys,
Mm.
how can that actually be? Because this has become, I posted recently, I said this has become a pandemic where
Ah. So you declared it a pandemic.
honestly, rape has actually become a pandemic. And
Hmm.
because something happened recently. I saw a picture of a 5-year-old girl that was
Hmm.
defiled by a grown-up man, and these things are just happening everywhere. And last week we talked about the culture of blaming the victims, and
Yeah,
most times it's always like, and of course, it happened during the time of Jesus too. Remember when that
yeah,
woman that was caught in adultery, as if
yeah,
it was a woman alone, they brought the woman to Jesus. They wanted to stone the woman, and they all kept quiet about the guy. So you can
yeah.
see that this has been a serious issue till date. Till date. So how does training the boys be an antidote, or at least to a reasonable extent help to address this issue of sexual abuse and rape? And
Okay.
I'm going to give you all the time to actually address this issue without interruption.
Oh, I'll try.
Okay.
Well, last week I said something that sexual abuse and rape is just one of the 1001 issues. That's just one of it. So
Yeah.
I think, let me start with this, that training the boys generally, when you are training the boys, we are not training them so they won't rape a girl.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it from an angle whereby we are raising a like total responsible boy child. Because when you, if that is your focus, I'm not saying we shouldn't talk about sexual abuse, we shouldn't
Yeah.
talk
Just
about
one.
sexuality.
It's just one of
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
yeah, but if you can focus, if parents can focus on raising a boy child properly, the things you say to the girl child, everything you are teaching them, don't sit down this way, don't talk this way, don't go this way. You are teaching them emotional intelligence, you are teaching them about puberty, you are teaching them about sexual what's it called, your alertness. And when somebody touches you, when a boy do this, tell the boy too, as you're telling the girl child. Don't let any boy touch you. If they touch you, you are pregnant. You know those things our mothers used to say. Tell the boy child too. Don't touch a girl. No, don't focus on the girl child only. So it's not just about the sexual abuse. It's about you raising a responsible boy child all over, all around, building up a boy child that sexual abuse is just going to be like, it's not going to be something on his mind. It's not. It's just going to be, it will just be listening. It's not something he's going to engage in or be involved in or be caught doing. Because what you have done is that you have raised a proper boy child. And I mentioned something last week too, that parents need to like how do I say this now? You need to We need to take this more serious. Let me say that. Let me use that word. We need to take it more serious. Like this is no longer something that we have to joke about, or we
Mhm.
just last week I posted something on my page that this when this rape issue started, everybody was going about 2 weeks, 3 weeks after, people will stop talking about it. And some of these people that stop talking about it, they have boy child. Some of them have not even spoken to their boy child at home about it. They will just come on Facebook and comment, yes, all these guys. Some of them will start even cussing her. Go, let us do this. That is that is the only thing, that is the only effort they can put. But when they get back home, they will just buy biscuit and chocolates for their son. They will not even bother to raise the topic at home. We need more parents. We need more parents, both fathers and mothers, to stand on their toes on this issue of boy child. It is not something that um, we only talk about when there is a rape case or a sexual abuse. What the boys are involved, there is much there are more things they are doing. A lot of boys are doing drugs. I've taught in the public school before. In that was before I left the country. I was teaching as a public school teacher. I know how many cases of drug abuse that I
Hmm.
had personally, because I was a civic education teacher. But then I already started my training the boys then, so I was closer to the boys. I was even holding a kind of session, like 5 minute session with the boys, and I used to hold with them in the classroom after the, maybe during break, or I'll just put
Yeah.
them together and talk to them. Although that was shortly because I had to leave. But during those period, some of them confided in me. They will come to me and tell me about their friends. Then they were taking this, I think codeine. I don't know what they were taking. They would drop it in a bottle water kind of. You even think they're having ever or this thing. So some of them are not just doing, it's not just about sexual, they are doing drugs, they are doing so many things. Then there's this gambling they were all into,
Hmm.
from Christian homes. Some of them, when you ask them to bring their mom or their dad, when you see the parents, you want to weep for the parents because they are just very cool, easygoing.
Hmm.
They gamble. Their food, money for their food, their friends will push them. Let's gamble. You will get this 50 naira they gave you, you will get 100 naira. The senior boys will take all their money. I don't know how they do it, but they just, there are so many other things they do. And there are sometimes they don't even pay attention in class due to so many. So I'm just citing those examples
Yeah.
that it is not just about sex alone, though that is also a thing, because
Yeah.
that is the part where everybody comes out and bring out their claws. Oh, we want to slaughter the boy child, we will kill all the boys are this, all the boys are that. But you as an individual, you as a parent, what are you doing back at home? And then there are some homes where it is only one of the parents that is making efforts. I don't know if how parents that are listening to me, I don't know if you are such a parent. I need you to change.
Hmm.
Let's not leave this job to one parent. And I said it, these children are very wise. They know how home is supposed to be. They understand these things that, okay, this is my dad, this is my mom. But when it's the mom that is talking, or when it's the dad that is talking, it's different. When both of you are talking, it's also different. They
Yeah.
understand. That is going to stay in their mind. Oh, my dad said this, my mom. Because see, let me tell you one thing I've noticed about those boys is that they know that their parents truly love them. Most of them, when you talk to them, eventually that, um, do you know this? Do you know why you are doing this? They'll start crying. They know, they are convinced that you as a parent, you love them more than their friends, you love
Hmm.
them more than their siblings. They know, they are convinced. They may not show you, they may not tell you, but they know. So they believe that you will never tell them something that will hurt them. Even sometimes they may be disobedient or they may prove stubborn as usual, but then deep down, they know that you love them. So that is why parents should, let's use our influence. You have a lot of influence on those boy child. You have a lot of influence on them. When you tell them things and their friends tell them, they will go and tell their friends, my mom said this, my dad said this. Their friends will tell them that, don't mind your mom. That's how she used to do. When they come back home, and you have a lot of influence. You have, because they know that those friends are just for a while. They've seen movies, they've asked story, our friends are this way, they will go. But because a lot of parents are not using their influence, they've lost grip. That is why these children they can easily follow their friends and do what they like. So let's use our influence, both the father, both the mother. Let's join our hands together and train these boys. It is not just one parent's function. It's not, even if you are separated, you can pick your phone up and call up your boy child. If maybe if the child is with the mom or someone, can I talk to my boy child? Then you start talking to, what are you doing this, doing that? Just make sure you are involved. It is not just about money, money, money. I don't want to say, because there are some mothers too that are uninvolved. So I don't want to say fathers too, but I know that in the society we believe that a lot of fathers are uninvolved when it comes to raising the kids. But this is not about father or mother issue. It is about both of you joining hands together, because these children understand that, oh, when mom is saying, don't do this, the mommy is even in the child presence of the child. The mommy is trying to, leave your father. Such a child, you that you are saying leave your father, there's nothing you will tell that child you will believe, because it'll be like, you that my dad was talking to, you understand? So we need to, when it comes to raising a boy child or children generally,
Yeah.
spouses have to drop their differences and focus, because we don't even want them to turn out. There's no one that will say, I want my child to be exactly like me. We all want them to be better in character, in everything. We always want them to be better. So we need to join hands as parents to train them all aspects, moral, let them be morally upright, responsible, spiritual alert, everything. Then you find out that this sexual whatever is just, I don't know how to say it. It's just
Yeah.
it's going to be like a mini subject in the conversation.
Thank you so much. Let me just bring up some of the discussions here. Yes, Sister, I have a lot of regular viewers coming on board again. Sister Tonya Kangbe is saying, yeah, when you train the boy child properly, rape cannot be an issue with him. Just, reinforcing what you said. And okay, this is my, oh my God, this is my in-law, Michael. God bless you. Yeah, Pastor Muyiwa, yeah, God bless you for joining. And our regular, This is your regular friend from India, bro, Motosho. Yeah, bro, Motosho, thanks for waking up late, for staying late. It's almost gonna be 12 a.m. now in India, and we are glad to hear. And yeah, my little brother is saying here again. For me, the pendulum change happened when more attention were given to the girl child than the boy child. Yeah, that's right. And over time, that neglect has really created the deficiency we have today.
Yeah,
Um,
but we can change the narrative. That's the thing. That's why I'm campaigning.
exactly.
I always tell people anywhere I will go, don't worry. I don't need money. Just invite me. Let me come and campaign. Let's let's parents, let's just join together. Like I always say, there's one word I use. If I train my boy, you
Yeah,
train your boy,
yeah,
and you understand, that means we are raising the future. Is We are going to have good and fantastic, more responsible men in the future. That's what it means.
yeah,
Because yeah, because is the children we are raising now, those are the ones that will grow up tomorrow to become bosses, fathers, husband, man, this, that, there. So the ones that were raised previously, the previous
mm,
years by our mother, those are the ones we married now. So and then we want a kind of, there's something I just, it was more of revelation now. We're
okay.
talking about was, I think it was this rape issue too that dragged us into that topic. And then I looked, I said, do you know why we have a lot of divorce cases? We have a lot of, because parents keep raising girls. We are raising responsible girls for irresponsible boys.
Hmm.
Because when we have a home, let's say we have 4 kids in the home, you have 2 boys, 2 girls, and then our mothers focus on the girl and sit down properly, do this,
Yeah,
brush your teeth when you wake up, bathe. The boy is neglected. That boy
mm,
and those girls, they'll grow up together. The
yeah,
girls will get married. Some those boys will get married to somebody else's properly raised girls, and this ones too will go and get married to somebody. You understand? So, and then we now want somebody who was I don't want to use the word irresponsible. I prefer to use the word properly and improperly. Like maybe it was more or less like a neglection.
yeah.
So someone that had a focused train, like the mother, the father, everybody is, hey, this one, that one, and the boy child, then we now raise them together. So how do we want them to get married?
Hmm.
And the one that was raised up to not sweep, to not wake up and lay his bed, he
Mm-hmm.
doesn't know how to brush his teeth on time, he will not bathe 3 4 days, he will not wash his bus stacks, he will eat, he will not wash plate, he will not sweep the house, he will play PS, Nintendo, he will go and play ball. He doesn't do anything. And the one that was raised, when she wakes up and lay the bed, do this one, that one, and then we want them to now come together in marriage and to be living in harmony. The other one will be burdened at some point in time, and then she will start complaining. That's when the issues. You complain too much. You nag too much. Why would she nag? When she will wake up in the morning, she will sweep. She will do this, and then probably maybe you are pressing for, you are doing this. You can't bait for the kids. You can't do anything. And that is why I always say something from the boys, from the ones I've had conversations with, from the ones I've mentored, from the ones like that I've had a kind of heart to heart talk with. I
Yeah.
realized something. Most of them, most of them, they really want to do all these things. The
Hmm.
ones I've talked with, they really want to do, like, they're always frustrated, they can't do them. They are very angry. Some of them are angry with their parents. I don't know, why did my mom not even train me? I'm even angry. She did it. You understand? They
Wow.
really want to do them, but they cannot because they didn't. You know how children are. The Bible says we should train up a
Yeah.
child the
Mm-hmm.
way it
Way
should.
to go.
Yeah. So the Bible knew what it was saying when train up a child the way it
Mm-hmm.
should grow. It's just like the way you are molding a house. Then you are trying to construct a two-story building. Then after the two-story, you expect the construction to automatically convert itself to something else.
Hmm.
House that is already built. That's why I say train people. I always focus the teaching that I do on from age 0 to 13, because I know these ones you can still, but once they cross that teen, yeah, once they cross that teen age, it's not impossible though,
Yeah,
but it's
of
really
course.
difficult. It's really
Yeah, you
difficult
do
because
more work.
now, when you are doing more work for a teenager, then talk about somebody who is married
Yeah.
as a wife, and I want to force my husband. You must wake up and sweep. Oh, I cannot be sweeping. Oh, I cannot be cooking. Oh, so that means all through my life, when you will not even. When I'm sick, I'll still stand up and cook. You understand? So
Yeah.
this is why we are having a lot of issues. Some women cannot even take it anymore. It's not because they are not spiritual. It's not because they are not humble. It's not because they are not submissive. But it's their body that is. I don't know how to. Some of them, their body can't take some of those things anymore. Maybe they have issues, or they've done a lot of. They have a lot of health challenges and all of that. But the man that was not raised to do anything, he will still be there. The woman that has health issues, she will still wake up, sweep this one. She will complain and she'll be like, you know what? Let's just part ways.
Hmm.
So that was when I had that thing that this is why we have a lot of divorces. Is beyond just like, oh, I fell out of love with you or
Yeah.
something. It's because we have a lot of well-raised girls that are getting married to
Wow.
boys that were neglected.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Mrs. Obisanya. When you were talking about issues of chores, how, especially house chores,
Yeah.
uh, I remember I wrote an article on my blog sometimes ago, and it was in form of a question. I said, why do we divide house chores based on genders? Because
Mhm.
what happened is that, like I told you earlier, I have a girl and I have two boys. So
Yeah.
what I've decided to do in my house, I realize that most often there are some specific jobs that are meant for the girls in the house. And there are some specific jobs that are meant for the boys in the house. In my house, I make sure there is nothing like that.
Yeah, they should all know how to do everything. Yeah.
Exactly. So my girl know how to cook. She knows how to sweep. He knows how to
Yeah.
take out the garbage bin.
Yeah, she should know
So
how to clean the shelves, all those things the boys too
ex-
are doing. I,
exactly.
when I was in Nigeria, I washed the car myself. I
Ex-
take soap, I wash the car, I do everything. It's
Good.
not a gender what
Ex-
there are some. I remember when I was doing one time I was washing the car, someone came to the compound to see us, and the person was like, what's the husband doing inside? I said, he's working. She doesn't know that women, I change the oil. There's nothing I don't do with that car. I'm not a
yeah.
mechanic. But then there are some things that we have to start doing. If you want to, like, if I want to create a change, I need to start demonstrating it myself. I need to start doing it myself.
Exactly.
As parents, too, we need to say, okay, I'm not saying there are some chores that girls are not good at.
Of
There are
course.
some chores that naturally you understand, and there are
Yeah.
some chores that boys are. But there's a difference between you being good at something and
Mm.
you not being taught, or you don't know how to do it
God bless
at
you.
all. So
God
the thing
bless you.
is, we should aim is there's no, don't do any gender based. Yes, at the end of the day, you can even find out that your boy child is a fantastic cook.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can find out that
Exactly.
and then you can find out that your girl child is good in what can I even say boys
Repairs.
do? Maybe
Repairs.
gardening. Maybe when
Hmm.
you ask her to, okay, can you trim the, maybe your girl child is very good in gardening,
Hmm.
fantastic.
Yeah.
And then you were thinking, oh yeah, that boy, you are going, and she's fantastic. I
Hmm.
farm. People that know me knows I farm. I
Wow.
have, there's no way I will go, I'll farm, I'll create something little, I farm. You understand? So it's
Yeah.
not just about we saying um boys should do this, boys that they may not be excellent at them, but
Of course.
let
Yeah.
them know how to do them, those chores.
Yeah. It's just like sometimes it's so funny. Let me digress this a little bit. Do you know there are cases where some women, they are driving, and the husband is 50 kilometers apart, and the car just stopped for whatever reasons, and the next thing is, my dear, please, you see your
Come and
car
carry the
in
car.
under the bridge, so place, can you go pick? And you're like, but have
The
you
car
checked
is
the
wicked.
battery? I don't even know where the battery is. Can
What?
you open the bonnet? I don't even know how to open the bonnet.
What? So you just drive the car. No.
Oh yeah, I love that aspect you actually raised. And honestly, not as we're actually making this show about the boys, yeah, we are also trying to touch the girls too. But honestly,
Mm-hmm.
if a boy that is well trained to work with the mom, to be close to the mom, to be close to the dad, to know how to do some things at home, we not grow up and be over expecting from his wife, or maybe sexually
Yeah.
abusing his wife, because that culture of respect is actually built from
Yeah,
that.
and they will know when to assist. They know when to come in. They know when you are tired because they are used to these things. They know these things. Like
Yeah,
if I've been doing something, when I see somebody else doing it, I'll know when this person is tired. I don't
Yeah.
need someone to tell me. I'll be
Mm,
sensitive enough. But when
mm.
I'm not doing it, I can even be saying, what is there? What are you even doing? What are you doing that the word I have not done? Our
Ex-
great grandmother, they used to carry firewood. They will carry
Exactly.
firewood and fetch water from 10 streams away. What are you doing? You, this women of nowadays, when you have degree now, you not let us rest. I'm just saying. So they will just go off point and start saying things that, but when they are doing it themselves, they would have understood that, okay, this is how this thing works. Of a truth, at some point you get tired. Okay, it's possible this thing, you understand, you can't stand
Yeah.
for long, you can. So I think both parents has a lot of work to do more.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Let me quickly go to our audience and I mean our viewers and bring out some of their contributions. And I've seen one or two questions which I'm also going to be bringing up. Sister Toyin is saying, yeah, who should train the boys more, father, mother, or joint effort? I think you have already answered that. That is a joint effort between the father and the mother. And yeah, Brahmatosha is saying here, money is not everything in family. Time is very important to raise a boy child. That's correct. Train your child in the way of the Lord. Oh, it's 1 a.m. Oh my God. God bless you, bro. Keep doing the vigil. Keep doing the vigil. Yeah, yeah. This is a question from Sister Tony. He said, to what extent is this true? That boys are closer to their father than mothers. How can this be a catalyst to rape, particularly with the mother-son relationship? I don't know if you get that what she's asking.
I think she's talking about exposure,
Okay,
probably exposure or exploration.
okay,
Exploration in the sense that there will be a time in the boy child's life when he will start wondering that, okay, what is really the difference between, that's their consciousness, what's the difference between a boy and a girl.
mm,
They'll start understanding the sexual organs and everything. So if they are closer to their mom, and that's where the exposure part, if the
okay,
mother is not seeing that inquisitiveness in them, or she can identify that this boy is being maybe curious, is
okay,
looking at, they will start studying the woman, that looking at her when she's dressed. This breast that this woman used to package, what's even there? Maybe you understand.
yeah,
This is my mom. Look at us. They are just picturing everything. Okay, so
okay,
why do women have a bomb? Look at, but me, I don't have bomb. They are just trying to how do I put it now? They are getting to understand that, okay,
okay,
what's the difference? Okay, look at my mom. So okay, she has hips. So when you are closer to the son, your child, at that stage, if you are close enough, you know that he has gotten to this stage.
okay,
Because he'll be asking you those questions funnily. They can even laugh, or when they talk about someone, maybe they talk about someone mentioned breast, or you'll be like, something like that. So that is when you should start saying, why did you do that? Mom, this one. In fact, that is a very good cue for you to start your um lecture. And you don't have to make it boring. When you are saying, so when you or you want carry textbook, so by the time this breast this, you have to make it very lively and interactive. Because they even in school they taught them integrated science now or
yeah,
something. Yeah, they will do puberty stage and just so they've already had some of those things in school. So now is not the time for you to start integrated science with them. Your own is practical aspect, practical part of it. That okay, these features, this is what is meant for, this is what this is, and then you now back it up with by the spirituality. How that, yeah,
yeah,
so that back it up with the talk about the fear of God, abstinence, purity, and all of that. So that is what will help them to align the whole thing. But if the exposure part is when they are being exposed to all these things, all this information, but they are unable to put them together. They are unable to harness this information in their head. So I think it is not just the mother. I think
yeah,
fathers too can do this because
exactly.
you are their first role model of a man.
Yeah,
As
yeah,
they are growing up, they don't know anymore, even though they see other men outside, but
yeah,
you are their practical
yeah,
first example of a role model. Like,
yeah.
okay, you are the one modeling to them who a boy should be. And I always tell parents, don't say something else and do something else. You are confusing the kids. They'll be
Mm,
confused.
mm,
And at the end of the day, they will not do anyone. They will not do what you are doing. They will not do what you are saying.
mm.
So if you want them to do anything, you have to model them. You have to model them. You have to be a good role model. You don't want
Okay.
them to tell lies. Don't ever tell lies. Don't ever teach them lies. Don't ever say when you're on phone, where are you now? So and they are there. You are telling the person on phone, yes, this one, they are looking at you.
Mm.
Because children are very smart too.
Yeah.
I remember when I was a kid too, children are very, very smart. Some of the things you think they don't know or they don't understand, they do. They do. Even they may not do perfectly at that time. That thing is as stuck on their memory.
Yeah.
Then they will now map it and glue it together with later on. That's how, because that's what happened. It happened to me too.
Thank you.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that's it.
Okay. Thank you so much. Let me quickly go to the comment section
Yeah.
also. Okay, this is my pastor Alabi, Pastor. Okay, Reverend Toby Isaac. I actually gave him Reverend title. Yeah, training a child together, not just one sided. Yeah, True Point raising responsible girls for. Oh my God, that's so sad. Yeah, we shouldn't be raising responsible girls for irresponsible boys. They should be both responsible. And Dr. Ladapo Oluwaseun, he's been a guest on this show before, says we'll have more responsible men if parents can recognize and maximize the influence they have on their children. It's a collaborative effort indeed. Thank you so
True. Yeah.
much, Dr. Oladapo. And your very friend Mo is saying here, Mo is saying, I'm with you on changing the narrative, Mrs. Kush. It's how we would have different outcomes from the norm. Valid point you have spoken on. God bless you. And Toby, I say you expect the house to construct itself to another thing. That's not possible. Building and training is intentional. Dr. Ladapo is saying of a truth, good parenting will go a very long way in fixing many of the vices rampant in our society. Yeah,
Yeah. It all starts from the home. Last week
ex-
I said something. The
exactly,
society is made up of families,
exactly.
and families are made up of the boy child, the girl child, the father, the mom. So all these things start from the. If you can have good, and the devil is very. He already knew that if there are happy homes, if there are sweet, that we have good society. And when there's unity, everything is okay in the society. Probably we can serve God more, we can love God. So that is why the devil is always fighting families, and that is why singles that are not yet married, we need to get it right.
Yeah,
It's not a competition. Marriage is not it's not something that will be like, well, my friends are getting married, I need to go in. You need to, like, from the start, you need to know what you want, how you want to run your home, and then you prayerfully key into it. And that is how you how do I put it now? When you get married and then you now start having kids, you find out that those things you've prayed about, those things you've already projected, you
yeah,
find out that you find it easy. Even as we are speaking, I always say something. Even as we speak, that we have a lot of vices, a lot of issues. We have boys, we still have responsible boys out there. We
that's
have
right.
boys that are like waving the flag for God. They
Yeah.
are waving the flag of purity. There's
Mm,
nowhere those kind of boys will stay. There's nowhere they stand. When
mm,
people see them, they'll be like, oh, this is a well brought up. We have those kind of boys. I've met them. Some of us know some of them.
good.
But what is their percentage?
Mm,
So that's the thing. How are we going to do? What are we going to do now as parents, upcoming parents? What are we going to do to increase that percentage?
mm.
So that is the most important
Interesting,
thing.
interesting
Yeah,
conversation going on here. Pastor MC is actually trying to challenge the men here again. He said the
yeah.
father will be in the best position to change the narratives. If left for mothers alone, boy will see it as undue expectation, though joint effort is necessary. Yeah, joint
Mm.
effort is necessary, but men, you've got to wake up to your
It's not
responsibility.
about money. Money. Some fathers. I don't know when did I. Was it not 2 weeks ago that I had a talk? I
Mm,
had to block some because they were coming to my inbox. Some of them said, I'm teaching the younger generation. I'm teaching them heresies. I'm teaching them to be disobedient wives, blah, blah. Because I was raising a lot of issues that
mm,
I've noticed generally. How men, there are some men that are being not supportive at home. Then I
mm-hmm,
mentioned the issue of you not helping your children out with their assignment and schoolwork. And then when they fail, you start calculating your school fees and murmuring, talking. But what effort have you put? It's not all about
exactly.
money. If it's about money, we have women that are making good money today too,
Yeah,
that they can raise their kids. So that tells us that it's not about money. And then if it's about money, we will not have children of people who are wealthy, who have money. We will not have them doing badly. in
Yeah.
school.
Yeah.
We have probably they'll be doing so well, all but we have some of them that are dropouts. We
Mm-hmm.
have some of them that we can tie them to other factors,
Mm,
yes, but that tells us something that it is not all about money. There's more to it.
that's
So
right.
fathers
That's
should not just come and say, "Oh, I've given you money, kilo tu fe, kilo tu fe, kilo tu fe kishe. I've gone to work since morning. I've given you people money. What do you want again?
what.
They
Mm,
want you, Baba. They want you. You need to
mm,
stand there as the man of the house. You need to be a hero to your son, to your daughter, to your family. You need to stand there, train the join hands with your wife to
yeah.
train the kids. It is
Yeah.
not just one person's thing. Hey, Joe.
Exactly. God bless you, man. You know, it's easy for men to say, you see, you are rotten. Go and meet your mom. That's
Yeah,
see your
yeah,
child.
that's the narrative in the
Yeah.
society.
Uh, Andrew is asking a funny, this is a very funny question. I'm sure this is just hypothetical question. He say, God bless you, man. It's been a very interesting conversation so far. But can I ask a blind question? If at a dear situation warrant you to choose between saving the boy and the girl child, which will
I'm
you
not going to answer that question
take?
because I've always said I'm for the boys. Although some people think I'm not for the boys, they'll be like, "Hey, you are coming, you are talking again." I said, "No, I'm for the boys. Though I'm a girl, but I'm for the boys. I'm advocating for. I'm speaking for them. I'm standing for them, and I always stand for them. So I'm for the boys,
Yeah.
and I'm a girl. So I'm not going to answer that question."
God bless you. Of course, to ask me, if I'm going to answer that question, I'm going to just say both of them. I'm sure there is no situation where you're going to ask me to pick one gender over the other. No, it's not possible. Okay. Yeah. Tony is thanking you for answering her question. And our own very PRO, Pastor Taiwo Holo says, for parents to appreciate training the boys, what kind of orientation did they grow up with? You can only transfer what you have and appreciate. Thank you so much for bringing that solid point. Yeah, as parents, what do you have? If you can't give what you don't have. But let me quickly say this, that you don't have it does not mean you can acquire it. You know, there's nothing that you can
Knowledge can be
learn.
acquired, yeah, and it's
Exactly.
everywhere these days. There's
Exactly.
internet,
Yeah, so
books.
if you've seen yourself that you are deficient as a parent, you have to realize that. But that doesn't mean you should just accept the story like that. Change the story. Go for seminars, go for trainings, and that is one of the reasons why we have some of those seminars so that you
Yeah, even in
can.
churches, but some of them will not even attend. If it's not revival or 3 days revival, they are bringing one evangelist for deliverance from evil. They will not come. Let them say, let's gather parents now. Let's
Mm,
talk about how to train the boys and everything. You will see 5 or 6 people. They will
exactly,
be in attendance, and then you start stretching your neck. Where is everybody? Where's
exactly.
everybody? Is it this one that wants to come and teach us how to train our
Mm,
children?
mm,
Even you come, let us train you. But
mm.
let them say they are bringing one guest, one pastor now, one revivalist is coming
And
to destroy their enemies. The church will be full, eh? We'll be looking
um,
for chairs.
honestly,
So we need to
I,
balance it. The
I don't
spiritual
know.
aspect is important, then
Yeah,
the training part is
yeah.
very, very
And
important.
when it comes to this issue, many of them don't even know that they themselves are the real enemies we're talking about here.
Yeah,
And to get delivered, you need
yeah,
knowledge. Yeah.
yeah. Just see the one I said now. This rape issue, people have been sharing it everywhere. But I was challenging parents on my page. How many of you have discussed it at all?
Mm,
Forget sharing. You will go to your page. They are the first to share any bad news about rape. We're Instagram posting it. See, they raped this girl. But have you had this conversation in your home, like with your family, with your kids? I was discussing with one boy. The boy told me that the mom used to keep malice with him sometimes. That's your child. Why should you keep malice with you? Me, I don't understand though. Why should you keep malice with your boy child? If he does wrong, sit him down, talk to him. Like, don't I don't know, maybe it's naivety or I'll call it, or I don't understand. But I don't see any reasons why parents should have keep malice with their boy child or even their girl child too. Because you have to talk to them. They love you when you brave up, when you come up to them and say things the way they are. They will forever thank you for that. But you
exactly.
see, these children are smart. But when they've done something wrong, they know. Then you are doing that silent treatment. They're like, "Hey, this woman will not come and address
Hmm.
this issue." And they'll be like, "Just go and carry your food in the kitchen. It's you that know. It's the way you are living your life." At the end, wherever you end yourself, just know that I told you. What did you? You've not told the child anything.
Mm,
You've not told the child anything. You have just successfully. I don't know what you have done. Summary of the matter. Just know that I'm sure telling you. Anywhere you end your life, just know that I used to tell you. What are you? What have you told the child? What is that thing that you said I used to tell?
mm.
So some of these children even tell me these things. I mean, teenagers, grown-up teenagers, empty threats, no discipline, nothing like discipline, nothing. It's just shout, 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 empty threats.
Wow,
We help
Olubukola, we
us.
need to move forward in this show. Time is not our friend.
Yeah, I
And
need to
I
sleep
see
too.
how about
Ah.
I see about two issues. What I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna bring up all the issues together so that
Oh, okay.
yeah,
So
so
can
that we
wind up.
can
Yeah,
begin to wind up because of time.
it's
I wanted
getting dark
to
here.
I wanted to go look at JC.
Yeah, he needs to suck.
Yeah. What JC, I don't want him to come and sue me and say that man that held
Ah,
my mom.
you are holding his milk at ransom.
Exactly. Say, oh, Mo, who is that? Okay, sorry, Jason. We are going to round up very soon. So, Pastor Muiwa is saying, yeah, parents should call the sex organs their real names. The children shouldn't get better information from outside. Otherwise, they will disrespect or underrate their parent exposure
Intellect, yeah, intellectual
information.
building.
Sister Toyin is saying, is virginity still valid with boys? Yes, very, very valid. In fact, to be a virgin is not a word for girl child only. It's for both boys.
They have to stay chaste, both of them.
Exactly.
Sexual purity.
Sexual purity, yeah. What are the early signs? Wow. Are you sure we want to answer that? Well, what are the early signs that your boy child may end up being a gambler?
Hmm. I'm not sure there's something like early sign for
Yeah.
that, but because most times the gambling starts like spontaneously, based
Oh,
on my experience with the public school. I
okay.
thought because some of the JS1 students, when they came in, they didn't have any sign of, or they didn't ever show at any point in time they wanted to be a gambler. They just came in, and some of them 1 week after they resumed, they already started gambling. So I'm not sure there's any. It's more like a spontaneous. Someone just convinced them about something. I do this, and they're like, okay, let's do it, and they are doing it. But the what will make the difference when your boy child's friend tell you do this, let's do this, is what you have told them from home. So when their friends are telling them that, you know, their friends are just coming and they're telling them one thing, and you've told them 1,001 thing. Let's wait. But you've not told them anything, and their friends are telling them 1,001 thing. Of
Yeah.
course, they'll be like, "Oh, this is the right narrative." Because why my mom hasn't even said anything about this ever before. You understand? So
Yeah.
let what you tell them, your train, let it outweigh whatever they will hear from outside, and they'll
Yeah.
be
Let's
fantastic.
what yeah be their primary source of information, not the secondary source. Mo is saying training the trainer is very important.
Yes,
Parents
so
do not
that's
need
another thing. Train the
yeah
trainers.
parents do need to be well equipped to train the children. Are there any resources that can be recommended for parents? Yeah, I know there are so many resources, and maybe I'm gonna start working on that actually, because sometimes I get wearied to just ask people to go on the internet, because sometimes people find it
The
difficult.
information they pull up, they might not be
Exactly.
godly. They might not be godly.
Some can actually get wrong information even by searching on the internet. So I
Yeah.
think we're gonna actually take that as a challenge.
Then there's something I also do when
Okay.
I see parents who have I don't want to say successful. I don't want to use the word successful, but who have fantastic boys.
Okay.
I always talk to them. Like I've met one here, my mom. Those boys, they were giving birth to here, but when if they see you, there's no way they'll see you. They will always prostrate. They can't even speak Yoruba. I'm like, stand up. They will answer you, good evening, ma.
Yeah.
Get up, don't prostrate. That's what they do to everyone. They are very homely, they are very gentle, they are easy. They'll be like, you can go first. And they are not the only boys I've seen around. So
Yeah.
for me to pick on them, that means they are extraordinary. And I went
Yeah.
to their mom. I'm like, Mommy, please, how did you do it?
Mm.
How did you do this? Because this country, everybody believes that the boy child and the kids here, you can't. And she was just telling me that. Is just about putting in the work. And she
Oh,
said,
good.
and this was a determination she had before she got married, that she was going to raise fantastic children. And she was
Oh,
like, she was hammering on that she was going to do all her effort, give all it takes.
hmm.
And she told me some of the things, some of the things she does and everything.
Yeah.
So I think even if you don't have those information, if you see people that are doing well,
Okay.
don't say, my everything not spiritual. Don't say, my own is attacked. Because I know the father of the mother-in-law, they are the ones. They don't want this child to be successful. You're a family father. If you see people that are doing fantastic with their kids,
Yeah.
talk to them that, hey, Joma, and what are the things you are doing that is making this listen, I don't know how to say it in
Yeah.
English. But what are the things you are doing that is
Mm,
giving you
mm.
this result? They will gladly share because they know that you have now seen their efforts. So they will gladly share.
God bless you, ma. Thank you for those. Wow, we've gone 1 hour already, so we should be rounding up. I told you probably we're going to spend 30 minutes. Oh my God. Yeah, the comments keep coming, and like I was asking, trying to also answer more. Yeah, you actually gave a very good answer there, that people can actually learn from families that you've seen that have been able to do what you are actually dreaming of about your family. And I think I'm also going to be working on getting some resources together. I don't mean I'm going to be writing those resources, but at least look at some blogs, some sites that have very good content, bring them together and throw it out there so that people can actually go there for good resources. God bless you for that. So oh, sorry, let me just bring up this yeah.
Churches, let me just add to that.
Okay.
Churches too. Churches can organize um programs and seminars. I was doing it back in Nigeria in my church, although I was doing it for the teenagers only. I talk to them about everything, both boys. I do for boys alone, I do for girls alone. I put them together. So that's what I do for them before I left. I was like, if even if I'm spending just 5 minutes anyway, that's what I do to impact them. Oh yeah, you people come here. I know. So I used to tell them, some of them, some of this is your parents may not know. It is not their fault. It is not because they don't want to know. It is because the way they were, even their own parents who do not even know. So thank God for this opportunity that you have. So I talk to them about different things. Churches can do such things. If you have people around you that can do the seminar for free. I know churches that have called a pastor. There was one pastor, he invited me over to their church when they were having one seminar. I think it was just 30 minutes, churches can look for people who do all this kind of do
Exactly.
seminars. All our seminars must not just be all these all
Right.
these seminars we always have. You can do seminars on parenting.
Mhm.
You can do father separately, mother separately.
Yeah.
There was one that I attended. They asked the boy and a girl to come out to say what do they expect from their parents. These are boys of 6 years old. Hey, look at what they are saying. I don't want my mommy to be shouting when she wants to explain. I don't want my daddy to. They were just saying the things they expect from
Mm.
their
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
their parents. So churches can organize this kind of programs and events and put them together. It doesn't cost anything really.
Wow. God bless you, Pastor Ayokunle, for that. Knowledge and information comes simultaneously. So, if you're watching us this evening, this afternoon, this morning, wherever you are, and you happen to be in a position of authority, you're a pastor, you're a leader, take this as a challenge, as an opportunity to actually bring in these discussions close to the people. Myself and my wife, we actually started something recently called the Home Builders Group. The Home Builders Group is actually talking training couples. And
Yeah.
after training those couples, we have a material we're actually using, which we give to every
Mm,
couple. We have assignments. After training those couples are also expected to facilitate their own groups also, so that
mm.
the network.
Yeah, like a rebirth thing. It
eh,
has to keep
eh,
transferring the knowledge. Keep transferring the knowledge.
Exactly. So churches should please pay attention to the family
The
ministry.
families, yeah.
Most often we do less, and we think that's the work of the youth pastors and the man in charge, the person in charge of men and women ministry.
It's a
So
collective effort.
exactly. So Mrs. Kush, let's round up tonight by asking these two. I'm going to just read through the two questions I have here for you. How to, of course, I know you've mentioned these, probably you can just round it up again. How to start the sex talk with your boys, and how do you start the talk. And the last thing I was going to ask you is how to handle issues of boys succumbing to peer pressures. How do you help them to actually see issues of friendship and people they move with? So let's start with how do you raise the sex talk with your child?
Um, for sex talk, I already said that about you get information about the body parts of a boy child. As a parent, both the father and the mother, you need to understand how this thing works. You need to understand where we they start, when we put that puberty start and all of that. You need to have that information. And also for sex talk, when it comes to sexual abuse and body parts, you can start as soon as they start talking.
Okay.
Once they start talking, they can identify their ball, they can identify their food. Oh, this is indomie, this is rice.
Yeah.
As soon as early as that, there's no specific time because children grows differently. A child of 2 years can identify some of the things. He can start identifying things earlier. Another child who is 3 years may not. But as soon as your child, you understand that okay, this child, that is when you should start telling them about their private parts. Let them know there is something called public parts, there's something called private part. The
Mm,
public part is the one everyone can see, everyone should see. The private one is the one no one should like until they're of age. When they get married, let them
yeah.
understand that is one nobody should touch it, nobody should play with it. Those are their private part. And then I listen to them, your lips, your scrotum, your
Mm,
penis, list all those, tell them those are your private parts. You can even, and then you keep reminding them. And I always say something, always refer to those things with their names. It's not
yeah.
kokoro. That's the thing we grew up with. Kokoro,
Mm,
kokoro, this
mm,
one. Kokoro
mm.
is insect. And it's not if you cannot use the word penis, you can say private part or manhood.
Mm,
So manhood or womanhood. So that one is still more like it. So when you start teaching them, let them understand that we have two different parts. The public is for public, the private
mm,
is for you. Nobody should touch it, nobody should. And then you to teach them that the same way they have their public and private, other people to have their public. So they should also not do that to other people, because when they do that, and then when people touch them, what should they do? So you start teaching them that. Because I saw a video where a small boy, those videos they're always traumatic. I don't like
honest.
watching them. I don't like talking about some of them.
Mm-hmm.
But when you teach them these things, most boys that have been abused, most boys story that have been abused, most
Hmm.
of them were abused by someone who was older. Most of them.
Hmm.
It's very rare that you see that, like, maybe a younger boy is abusing someone. If you find out, if you trace, because the way abuse works is that someone and abused always, like, how do I even say that now? Like, they recreate themselves. An
Hmm.
abused person always grew up to become an abuser,
Hmm.
and then he will abuse somebody else, that person, and that is how this thing keeps spreading. But you can break that chain with your own boy child, because if he is well equipped, he will not end up being an abused, neither will he end up being an abuser himself. So it all comes together with the package of information package, education package. Talk to them. You can't teach them enough. It's not always too much. And then you don't do it it's not a one-off thing. Not
Yeah.
something you just say to them that this is your private part. They are
Mm,
telling you, okay, and then you go. You say, me, I used to talk to my child about it. That's not it has to be regular. Don't
yeah.
forget.
Hmm.
There was I used to have a friend, then I was still single, then she had her firstborn. And this little girl, I started talking to her about private parts, and her mom was not there. I told her, if anybody touch you here, you will beat you will do the person like this. No, and you say, don't touch me there, don't, and then you run away, go and tell your mommy. So I don't know. Her mom wanted to change her pants, and then her mom touched her, and then she came to me that my mommy touched me there. She thought, mom said, what's happening? I'm confused. I said, when you went out that I was teaching, I said, Auntie Vicky, oh, see, now you are confusing my baby. The mom now she was just 3. The mom started telling her that no, it's not your this one, I'm wearing pants for you.
Yeah.
But if a stranger does this to you, and then you know, that is a kind of that is the kind of information I'm trying to emphasize
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
You say it the way it is, and then do the role play.
Mm.
Don't just say it. Like role play means that you act it to them that, okay, look at me now. If someone touches you here, what will you do? What will you say?
Mm.
That one is different from if someone touches you, you not even. So
Mm.
that one is going to stick to them. You can even teach them what to say. That you
Mm.
say, don't ever touch me there again. This is
Mm.
my private part. Don't If you touch me there, and in fact, I'm going to report you to my mom. I'm going to
Mm.
report it to the teacher now.
Mm.
That person will not come near you again.
That's
But
true.
when the person touches you there and you say, leave
I,
my don't touch it now, don't touch it now. I'm
mm.
just role playing. I'm role playing that if I'm doing that to a boy child, I'm telling him all of that. He understands because we are, as a parent, you are an adult. You've experienced these things. You've had them. You've read them somewhere. So you have better information. You're in a good position. You're in a better position to role play to them that someone can do this. You can even teach them how they can deceive them. They will give you sweets. They will do this. They will say, follow me. They will say this one. Once you see someone that is doing like that, just know that the person has ulterior motive. You have to run. Don't follow him. Don't You understand? So we
Yeah.
have that information. Let's give it to them. Let's explain it in a way they will understand. And then when they get to a particular age, I'm trying to talk to describe it from the perspective of probably a younger boy. When they get to the from that age 9, 13, they're already understanding so many things. They've seen movie. So that one you don't need to start wrapping things up. Say it the way it is. Let them understand
Mm.
sex, sexual purity,
Mm.
everything. Tell
Mm.
them why they shouldn't engage in sexual purity
I mean,
and all of that.
sexual immorality.
Yeah,
Mm.
immoral, anything that has to do with probably masturbation,
Yeah.
everything. Tell them all those things. Some of them they've not had it before. Even mention it to them that there's bestiality. Do you know some people used to have sex with animal? They will
Mm.
put their penis and put it in a good. They say, hey, you
Mm.
don't mean it to mommy? Yes, they do it. All those things that. So when you tell them all those information, they will understand. And then as they are growing up, always follow up with them when it comes to their sexual life. Follow up. Don't keep quiet. Because as you are the trick is the way you are trying to keep them sexually pure, the devil, the world, the society, every other factor is trying to keep them sexually impure. So
Yeah.
what the other part is like you and them on this side and the
Okay.
society on this other side. So the society and everything, their friends, the media is pushing the narrative to them that it
Yeah.
doesn't matter. You
Yeah.
can do it. Everybody is doing it. And then you are there with them to tell them, you don't need to do it. You don't have to do it. The word of God says this, what, and
Mm.
that is what they need. But when you are not there or you have left there, they are just there. It's just them alone. It will be easier for these people, the
Yeah.
society, the media, their
Mm.
friends to overcome them. Even there was one boy that told me that the first time he had sex, it was a girl that convinced him. The guy had been having sex, and then they are friends, and I was like, there's nothing in it. Something that, don't worry, I will teach you. Just man up, just don't worry. I'm the one that will be on top. I'll do this, I'll do that. And it was the lady that disvirgined him. But
Wow.
what people will say out there is that they disvirgin again. But this time around, it was that lady that disvirgined the fiancé, the guy. There's nothing there. It's just you enjoy yourself, you do this. Tell them about everything.
Hmm.
Because I know the topic of sex, we don't discuss it. We
Yeah.
don't do some like it's somehow sacred. We don't talk about them. We keep quiet because, and that is why devil have already noticed that these people they don't talk about this thing. They don't have
Mm.
information. That is good. That is the
Mm.
tool he's now using to. But when we start talking about that is why you see silence is very powerful. Anything you don't talk about, that thing will
Yeah.
have power over you. Like
Mm.
you're masturbating, you don't tell
Mm.
anyone, you will
Mm.
continue to do it. But once you open up, you start telling this one, please help me. I don't know. I end up this. You tell this one,
Yeah.
before you know, that spirit is going to pick race, or you are still your. But when you are silent about, oh, I've done this thing again, oh, I've stolen again, oh, I've lied again, and then you are keeping quiet, those things thrive in silence.
Silence. Yeah.
Yeah, they thrive in silence. So that is the thing for older boys. If you have older boys,
Yeah.
you have to follow up on their sexual life.
Hmm.
Talk to them. Come here, come here. I hope you have not been doing this. You've not started kissing. You've not, I warned you. It is very, you see what I'm telling you now. By the time you get married, when you will understand better that these things I'm telling you, it is just, it's for your own benefit. These
Mm.
things you get, because I always say something, sex is overrated.
Mm.
And that is why devil is also using it, because everybody think there's something special about it, that it's gang, it's this one, that. You
Mm.
understand? So everybody say, at the end of the day, when they now get married, they'll be like, oh, so this is or when they eventually fall into that sin. I've seen people like
Yeah.
that. They'll be like, I was just like, she the thing I finished, no, so all this, so this is what I even stress my life for. And so when we've already put all this out to them,
Yeah.
it will be useless. It's not as if it's not important. Let them know that it's important, but let them know that there's a time for it. So for those
Wow.
for older boys,
Boys.
so
Okay.
that's for that. Then the
Thank you
second
so.
question, okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna come to the second question now. Somebody is asking. We actually answered this question last. Yeah, we answered this in the last episode. About you not getting naked in front of your son as a woman or whatever. Don't get naked. That is very very wrong. That was actually dealt with in our last episode. That is very wrong. And so the last thing we're talking about was how to handle issues of how to train them about choosing their friends, because lots of boys, most of some of the worst thing they've ever done were as a result of the kinds of influence they actually have from their friends. What can you say about that briefly as we're rounding up now?
Okay, there's this thing that a lot of parents do skip,
Okay.
and all teenagers grapple. That's one of the things I said, that what teenagers or young people or younger boys grapple with is more than sex,
Hmm.
and one of it is this peer pressure, and it is as a factor of identity crisis.
Okay.
All children, they get to a stage where they are confused about their identity. They
Hmm.
want to be this minute, they want to be that this minute, and this identity crisis also comes up from the um, expectations from parents and society. There are some, like the younger ones, the ones that are teenagers, they are not yet an adult. They are
Mm-hmm.
just growing, but they are not children at the same time.
Yeah.
So now the society wants them to act as an adult at some point, and they will say, you are not a child, but they are not an adult too.
That's
You
true.
understand? So the expectations sometimes are much, and then they are now left with, who am I even? Who am I?
Hmm.
And they are confused. That is why I always tell parents, sometimes you see all these children that are having nicknames, John, Don Baba, J, Wizzy, Bobo, is because they are confused about their identity, and they
Hmm.
want to have an identity. They want to have an identity. I used to tell some parents, some Christian parents, you don't know your boy's nickname. The public school where I taught, we
Hmm.
have over, like, in a particular, I was teaching like 8 classes. Each class we have over 250 students, and we used to have a lot of
What?
boys. And some of the students are even some of them, they don't even have chairs to sit down, public schools.
Oh my God.
So some of them, they have funny nicknames. When I just want to mark their notes, and because I'm interested in boys, I've been doing training boys before I got that job. So
Yeah.
it made it very interesting for me. I will invite them. Even in the staff room, they always laugh me that, hey, Obisanya, you have Wala. Leave these children now. They will not share this one that you want to talk to. That's what I say. Don't worry, let them come. I just say, who wants this? Go and bring. What's this nickname? What's the meaning? They will just give one kind of funny nickname, and this is identity crisis. You see some of them when they are entering the school, the way they are entering the school compound in the morning is different from the way they are going home. When they are entering in the morning, they will be well tucked in with their uniform, and when they are going, they open their shirt, roll, tie the suit, do this one, put bandana leg, and they'll give themselves. They can say, my own name is Don Jazzy. They can even roll paper. They are trying to fitting into the society. They're
Yeah.
trying to get their identity. They don't know who they are. That is why they come up with different nicknames. Tomorrow, this one, that one. So at that point, because you would know as a parent when your child gets to that stage, that is why parents needs to be closer to their kids. Need to
Yeah.
know. Both the girl and the boy, they used to boy. It's more common for the boys because our society has a way of validating boys. Like they have a
Mm.
way like, oh, okay, welcome. Now you're not a big boy. I remember there was a thing that I remember the last week when we were younger. The boys that attain puberty, how we easily know them is that they hold their manhood and be leaping up like this. I don't know, maybe that thing was
Yeah.
common then.
was really common. So that's when we'll be like, this one not the big boy. So that's their thing. They will start work as in it was a serious thing. Like
Yeah.
everybody caught the virus. That's the first thing we know. That once they start, so a boy child that was working normally before start
Mm.
doing like that, and then as a parent, you are seeing, you should know that okay, this child is trying to find his footing in the society.
Yeah.
That is what, and this is what they do because their friends are part of the people who validate them.
Mm.
Yeah, so they are like directly and indirectly, they're part of both their friends in church and everywhere. So it is you you see that is a parent thing that you now have work to do to explain to them that, oh, I understand this thing you are going through. This is why, okay, you are not yet an adult, you are not, so this is what is happening to you. But you have to know who you are. You now need to explain to them, this is who you are this, you are this, you are this. Then you also back it with the word of God as a Christian. This is who God has called you to be. This is what you are created in this year. You don't have to pattern your life after anyone out there. You are unique. God has created uniquely. He has created you for a different and a distinct purpose. You see those ones out there, some of them too, they are fulfilling their purposes, or they are doing what, or some of them are, I don't want to say devil inspired. So you need to stand on yourself, stand on your own for yourself rather, and then hold on to who you are. Don't let go. You see this, the way I brought you up, the way of God that I've showed you, that is
Yeah.
the right path. So that is when you need to now start doing the talking. You don't leave them. Don't leave them. Even adults, sometimes our parents still call us and say, this one that you are doing. Talk more of someone who is just growing. So this thing is more of parents too.
Yeah.
And I already said it. Let what you tell them from, let it outweigh what they tell them from outside. That is how it will work. That is how the peer influence, because definitely there will be peer influence. There will be peer influence everywhere. Even our society has its own personal pressure on its
Yeah.
own. I don't even want to go into that one.
Social
That one
media.
is
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of pressure
Mm-hmm.
naturally.
Mm-hmm.
Naturally. So you need to help them and guide them that this pressure will be there. They are there. They will always be there, and they will always come at every stage in life. When it's just like what I said about marriage, when it gets to time to get married, the pressure will still come. Maybe
Yeah.
all their friends are getting married, their friends are getting car, but they still have to stay put and know that okay, this is who I am, this is who God has called me to be. I need to wait on God for God's time and understand that there's something called God's timing. So I think it's more on the parents too.
Thank you so much. I know if I give you from now to tomorrow,
Yes, so I love to talk about the boys. I love
I
the
know if I
boys.
give you from now to tomorrow, honestly, thank you so much for that. Let me
The
just bring
pleasure is mine.
as we begin around. Peer pressure has a lot in the character molding of boys. So many parents become very absent when they attain puberty. And this period should be the best time for parents to be closer to them. Peer pressure almost ruined me. Wow. But God used an elderly cousin of mine to help me
Mm-hmm.
out of it. God bless you.
Yeah, that let me say something to what he said. That
Mm,
is very important. For everyone out there, you don't have to be a biological parent of a child for you to call that child to order.
mm,
You can do your bit. It can just be, you can see a child erring. Don't
mm,
keep quiet. Don't say, it's them that know I've done my own. You see, this is my
yeah.
own that is following me now. No, let's join our hands together. Let's do this thing as a society, as a body of Christ. You see a child that is erring, you notice something about a child, the child is acting funny, doing something, or you caught him somewhere, don't keep quiet.
Mm,
If you know you don't want to tell the child's parents, or you know that the parents will not understand, they are going to take it the wrong way, call the child, approach the child in a God. I know I can't even count how many people I've called. There were sometimes I would just see a particular post where I can see maybe some they're in the beach or some. I'll just go and call, I'll go and chat the person. Can we talk? They'll be like, this one has come. Oh. I'll
mm,
just the thing is not I'm not coming to condemn you. I'm not coming
yeah.
to give you judgment that you are going to. I'll just tell you this. I feel especially if you're a Christian.
Yeah.
Even the ones that are not Christian, I still talk to them. Like, okay, this thing that you're so it is not just parents too, guardians, sisters, uncle. If you notice that your siblings are erring, if you notice that your the person can even be your big brother, you can talk to them. You can talk to them. Pray the Lord will help us.
Amen. Thank you so much, Mrs. Olubukola Hadassa Obisanya. You've been so fantastic. You've been down to earth. You've been very, very wonderful. And
Oh,
yeah, you've been very, very wonderful. And viewers, please search for our YouTube channel. Is Train the Boys. And on Facebook, like our page, is facebook.com/. Train the Boys. It's just simple. If you hear Train the Boys, just search Train the Boys on Facebook. You're gonna get her Facebook page. Like the page so that you can get regular updates from her. And in case you have other personal questions, you can always reach out to her on Facebook. God bless you so much. And so we're gonna actually be rounding up this segment at this moment, and your friend is saying hi to you, say thank you so much.
that's my age, you.
Yeah, wow. I can actually see the connection there. And Tijesu, I celebrate you. Yeah, Tijesu, we celebrate you too. God bless you so much. So, viewers, on this note, we're going to be rounding up this program. And Mrs. Olubukola, I deeply appreciate you. And
The
I
pleasure
want
is
to
mine,
say,
sir.
yeah, my regards to Daddy. In fact, I'm greeting him 1 billion times. Thank you
All
for,
right. He's
yeah, holding
listening.
on to your boy till this moment. And JC, we love you. We really appreciate
Thank
you. I
you.
know you're going to become that boy that heaven and earth will be proud of in Jesus'
Amen.
name.
Amen.
God
In Jesus'
bless you,
name.
man. So we are going to have time to talk and talk and talk. Don't be tired if we ask you to come back again. God bless you, man.
Amen.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so viewers, we want to really appreciate your coming. We thank you for your patience. We thank you for being with us. It's been a long journey for almost, in fact, this is one of our longest talk show, and I didn't just want to cut everything down because these are vital points that we need to discuss. We need to understand. If it has cost you some data actually to watch this, I think it's actually worth it, because if we want to build a better society, we must learn, we must start with training our children. We must start with training not just the girl child, we must learn how to train the boys. If we train our boys, they're going to grow up to become responsible fathers. They're going to become responsible husbands. They're going to become responsible men in our society. So, and if you are a guy listening to me, you're listening to us this day, please, you must have a sense of responsibility. And one way to have a sense of responsibility is actually surrendering your life to Christ. If you have not done so, this is an opportunity for you to actually surrender your life to Jesus. This is an opportunity for you to surrender your life to Jesus. Let him take over your life. He can change your story and change your narratives. And I pray as you do so, God will bless you in Jesus' name. I want to thank all viewers. Prince Gold from Vancouver. Yeah, is that? Okay, Prince Gold, God bless you so much. Yeah, we need God's divine inspiration to train up our children, because many of them prefer to be influenced rather than being an influencer. I pray, may the good Lord make our children an influence. And my pastor MC, God bless you. Sister Toyin, thank you for staying with us till this very moment. It's been a long journey. And so, by the grace of God, we're going to be coming up powerfully next Thursday, but we're going to be starting an hour earlier than we started today. So if you're in Nigeria or in UK, we're going to be starting by 7 p.m. If you're in Kenya, Uganda, it's going to be by, I think, 9 p.m. And in Alberta, it's going to be 12 p.m. And we have a guest that is going to be talking on purpose, and that is our own Pastor Lekan Shaba. It's going to be great next week, and I don't want you to miss it. Till I come your way again next week, God bless you. Stay safe. Keep training the boys, keep training the girls, also keep training the children, and keep remaining, you must keep being relevant at all times. It is my prayers that the Lord will help us to be influencers and world changers, and will be agents of change. God bless you. Have a good evening.